start streaming. Hello, happy Easter Sunday. It is me, Stu, and join me, as per usual, on a Sunday night is Ken.
Happy Easter to you, Stuart. Happy Easter to everyone who's joining as we speak or afterwards. Welcome to our hang. We love it.
So I've got a cat meowing again.
Even the cat wants to say Happy Easter to you all. Like if you're gonna make a sound, you're gonna appear on camera. You feline first.
There.
Hey, buddy. And this is for people you can disclose his identity. Jess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not Guybrush, or it's not named after some Hong Kong
if I was
film
clever,
you
I could have said, "Here's LeChuck."
Here's Eakin. A little throwback to your podcast on Fire days.
I say hello to Noodles.
Well, we got a Nookie, or in the game. Was it Nookie? Was it
Noogie?
Noogie. Nookie sounded a bit too naughty of a character name. All right, buddy, before we get going, a little bit of correction. I've been telling you all that Jared Emerson Johnson is the composer of the game. Wrong! He is, in fact, well, he's involved. He's the voice of the Marquis de Sange. But here's the thing. Michael Land and John Marston, not John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, but John Marston are the composers of the game. So let me just put some things in context here. Michael Land, and I pre-wrote this, composed the original theme for Secret of Monkey Island. That's him. And helped define the series' signature sound with that Caribbean-influenced melody and scoring. Then he was the composer, and he co-developed the iMuse system, which allowed music to transition smoothly during gameplay, pioneering for its time and famously used in Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Music changed between locations. For Tales of Monkey Island, Land returned to compose new music, so they didn't just regurgitate the theme, while also working with John Marston as the co-composer of the game. However, cast member and Telltale in-house composer Jared Emerson Johnson, he was the audio director and he played the Marquis de Sange. But he was the audio director and played a technical and supervising role, handling implementation and sound design, helping to integrate the music into the game engine. So Jared Emerson Johnson, while he was normally the composer for Sam & Max and Walking Dead, he wasn't a composer but was working in that capacity. So I just want to correct myself. I told you all that he composed the game and acted, but no, he acted and worked as on a technical level. So that makes me sort of throw over to you. You had a real life encounter with Jared Emerson Johnson. That counts. It's a real life encounter online.
So he responded. We shared the YouTube short of the idol puzzle, which had a Marquis manipulated, which sounded very gross. So we shared that.
You had to use him as an axle and turn the knobs until the correct moan occurred.
Yes. So and once we found out he was on the Twitter substitute Blue Sky or Superior Evolution, let's say, I thought I'll tag him in it and see what happens. And I think 3 weeks later he responded, advising not enough people bring that up to him, or not as many as you would think mention this creepy puzzle to him.
I've heard him on. They've even done audio commentaries for the DVDs of the Telltale games for just the cutscenes. So he's been on there, and he's quite naturally funny as well. So quite a jolly guy and a fine composer as well. But yeah, credit where credit's due, and Stuart went hobnobbing with the fame out there. the bold and the beautiful and the famous.
Mm.
So here we are, Stuart. Do you remember where we were?
We were in the belly of the manatee, collecting facial expressions to have some sort of insult sword fight style confrontation with Bug-Eye.
A face-off, a pirate face-off.
Yes.
And you've now collected enough faces to challenge him and get the final vote you need to join the Brotherhood of the Manatee.
Mm-hmm.
Which will lead eventually to Cochlea and those things, and eventually the mating grounds of the Manatee, and eventually the Esponja Grande. Those are the goals. So I thought maybe
Now what?
it would be fun if you try to figure out the logic yourself first.
Okay.
When it comes to what expressions to choose, but you are not going to have to do it 10 times before I help you out. So I'll just let you work your brain because you're smarter than me, therefore. So.
I highly doubt that, but let's see how it goes.
First.
So he always goes stinky, lazy-eyed meanie, I should say. Now we'll shut up.
Stinky, lazy-eyed, meanie.
All right.
And also remember, by the way, he said that you have to be original.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just go over all the bottom right. So, bugged out, tweaking, Gomer. And go.
It's the bugged out, tweaking, Gomer. Gnarly. Cheap Whistle has made it through the first round. Nice.
First round,
But can you
done.
top this? It's the hooded, cross-eyed geezer.
Oof.
Did you do a face yet? I just see general disfigurement. Now check this out.
Now you have them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was it? Hooded, cross-eyed
Geezer.
geezer?
Yeah.
So what do you think the logic is here, Stuart?
Just not to do the same three that he's just done. Like have some sort
Well,
of
yeah.
original combination.
Well, yeah, but there still are different. You have these in columns, essentially.
Yeah. So
But
obviously,
yep, go ahead and try.
I'm gonna go stinky, fish-eyed, meanie. Now, wait, I'm not sure. Was that the very first one that he did?
The very first one that he did was stinky, lazy-eyed meanie. So now you're responding to hooded, cross-eyed geezer,
Mm-hmm.
which is the top right and then so forth. So
Yeah. Hooded, cross-eyed geezer. So I'm not sure if you just go for what's across from it. So stinky's across from hooded. Tweaking would be. Oh, that's some animation. And geezer would be Gomer again, but. Let's see what happens.
He's got the stinky, tweaking monkey. Some fresh moves, but not enough.
Not
Partial
enough.
originality is as good as none at all.
you're onto something.
Bug-Eye
The
wins.
placement versus his
You've
placement
got
Mhm.
nothing, boy.
in the columns.
I'm just
So
warming up.
let me give you that. I'm not sure you can save it within this game, by the way. They are generous with that normally to save almost whenever you like, but I don't think
Now
this
what?
is one of the spots where you can. But again, right click through all the dialogue that you
Well,
want to skip, including Moose
ready?
Mm-hmm.
with his stinky, lazy-eyed Gomer.
Hooded monkey.
Oh, so he did some different
Oh, is
ones
this a
to begin
pilgrim
with.
face
Okay.
competition? I could have sworn you
Now
said
I
pirate.
see where the
Let
logic
me
is.
show you.
But,
Yeah.
but did you see all the ones he
I
did?
only saw two because I was too keen with the right click.
Right.
So he said hooded monkey. So
Like, you have his face in the background, but it's not enough to sort of reference, I think, what it is.
I think
he
maybe
did.
went cross. He said hooded, cross-eyed monkey. That kind of looks. I think that's what he's done.
Like the one he did. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
what would be not the equivalent of hooded, but what would be the sort of placement logic you think they're going for here then?
I don't know. I would just probably go. What next? Fish-eyed. Gomer. So it's at least not reusing any of the ones that he's used so far.
Here comes the
Because the yeah, exactly. Yeah.
fish-eyed Gomer. We're through the first round. Nice.
Right.
But
So
can you
got-
top
got that
this?
far.
It's the stinky, lazy-eyed.
So now he did
meanie.
stinky, lazy-eyed meanie. He will do that
Tougher face
eventually.
on a newborn. Check this one out.
Not so not always the first round. So instead of if he says stinky, what would you?
Go nasty.
And if he says lazy-eyed, what would you pick?
Tweaking.
And if he said meanie, does meanie, what would you pick?
Wow.
It's the nasty, tweaking geezer.
Well, I'll be. I've given you all the faces that I know.
Unbelievable. Threepwood has
You need to
beaten
beat him
the
3
High
times,
Prince of the Puss.
Ah.
So, but you've done well.
Now is the
So far.
ombudsman of unoriginality.
So
Unoriginal? Me? If you say so, short
let's
stack.
see.
I beat
The
you.
third
Now
round
I
is going to be a
demand
little
your
bit
vote.
different.
I was gonna say.
So, oh, I almost forgot.
Forgot what?
I've had this old thing laying around.
Blowholes to Betsy. Could it be?
Oh.
Holy
Ah,
buckets! It's the bug eye.
it's the bug guy. It's simply the bug guy.
Barely seen, bros and bras. If the
Ugh.
challenger can't top that, this competition is over.
So
Are you suggesting that I pull
how
out both of my eyes?
how are you gonna
Extreme.
be original
Clearly broke
versus
the
that
rules.
then?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Well-
rule is that?
Well, there ought to be a rule concerning the use of the
Sit
freaky
tight
eye.
and see
I put up a fight.
what
Can't you just
options
give me your
present
vote?
before you.
Yeah.
I stated my terms.
You need to beat him 3 times. You're obviously in the dialogue tree,
Mm-hmm.
so there's no other way to go. Dialogue tree, your way out of this, I suppose.
Like this is one of these ones where I'm just gonna get the
They're,
same
they're-
answer.
they're normally not like you have to pick the right one. It's normally
How
not
about your vote
structured
for
like
a
that.
fine leather jacket?
Oh, you know, I've been in the market, but no.
So that's one gone.
I had no chance
Can
the
see where
entire
this is going.
time, huh?
Took you long enough to figure out.
Your vote, or you're a dead man.
Resorting to petty threats? Good luck.
Oh, I don't have time for this. I'm sick of your runaround. I'm sick of your silly faces, and I'm sick
It's
of.
gonna use his pox.
Whoa. Maybe you're just sick, brah.
Maybe the pox is coming to good use.
You yelly-bellied deserter! I've crushed the souls of men 10 times as tough as you and forgotten them by lunch. You'll do as I say, or rue the name Threepwood for the rest of your very
It's
short
a red
life.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ferocious.
The ferocious,
green
green
demon face.
demon face.
Threepwood wins with the
So that's how you win 3
nastiest blood
rounds.
this side of a
Not
Mm.
too shabby.
hypothalamus.
Not like
Uh-huh.
defeat something 3 or
He
6
wins.
times.
Mhm.
Playing
My
the
vote is
same
yours,
effing game
but I've got
all
my
over.
eye on you.
Yeah.
Monkey Combat. But well,
Nice.
a little bit more playful.
Mm-hmm.
So that is you obviously haven't called for a vote yet, which you can now.
Right.
So they didn't put you into a cutscene in that regard.
So I think I got the first 2. So now I just need to ask for his.
Ahoy there.
Yeah, you set up the
Now
date and also got Santino Murray
Yes.
to vote for you because you manipulated the manual
Alright, call it
with a
I
torture
feel good
manual.
about my
Mhm.
chances.
He was like
Very
on board
well.
with
Gentlemen,
what the Brotherhood
Goldilocks
tends to
here
do.
would like to join the
Bloody
Brotherhood.
things.
Sweet. Voting time. My favorite.
So even without all the votes, you can
Brother
trigger
Noogie,
this thing,
concerning the
and they would just
initiation
say,
of
well,
one
you didn't have enough
Guybrush
votes.
Threepwood.
Ah.
But
Say
that's
you.
obviously very unnecessary.
Yes. I vote yes. I think he'll help raise morale.
Doubtful. Brother Moose, what say you?
I gotta go with my boy Santino on this one.
Yes. Roll out the red carpet and let it run with the blood of Threepwood's torment. Ready to rack.
And
Oil up
all
those
3 of them are just like,
screws.
yeah, he talks again.
Man, you're
So,
something else,
That's cool.
Santino.
He's alive, I suppose.
I say, yeah, my boy's got an eye for character.
Ah, fine. I vote no.
Hey, you said if
So
I
yes,
beat you in
it's
a
obviously
pirate
democracy
face-off, I'd be
rather
in
than
like Flint.
all 3
Yeah,
votes.
man.
I
I think you gotta keep your end of the bargain on this one.
Oh, all right. But only to maintain the integrity of the Brotherhood.
Bureaucratic ethics win again.
You have a unanimous vote and a formal invitation to join the democratically united Brotherhood
What
of
is
the
that?
Manatee
Just
Interior.
slapping something? Like a riding motion and slapping?
Do I get a sash?
Yeah.
Or a button?
No.
It's like he's bending him over and slapping his ass.
Welcome.
Burn in
A little bit of
flames.
Schadenfreude.
You guys
Freude.
should really have buttons.
Guybrush.
I think they'd be a hit.
So a
What
taunting
you
bug guy.
do receive is
Mhm.
the honor of one of the Brotherhood's
Here's
greatest
some
responsibilities.
swag to go along with your membership.
As the most junior member, you'll be the caretaker of the cochlea.
No.
It's the key to our permanent vacay.
Wolfed.
You're
Let's size
just
it.
giving it to me?
Guard it
Oh,
with
here's
your
a
life,
manatee.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to go into a manatee's ear. Who's stuck? So, so obviously, Dave entrusted you to keep this
Mm-hmm.
for safekeeping, which brings in the theme of how many people can we screw over in a Monkey Island game. Well, here's your first spot where you screw people over by betraying the Brotherhood, like immediately. But it's for your own gain, obviously.
Exactly.
So no use picking up more grub. You have a cochlea, but
One cochlea
you don't need to
procured.
present that to the carver,
We'll be out of here in 2 shakes of a pirate's
because
booty.
yeah, you know where to go. So not even a cutscene. He's just doing his thing here. So you don't need to present it to him. You shouldn't. You could
Chief.
go directly to the
Yes,
source.
Roman?
Oh yeah, just go up to the
All right.
up
to
the.
the ear canal.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, if you just hit the mast in your clicking, but regardless, it's a quick journey up towards it. Here we are. And no, there's no surgical tools that you haven't picked up that you need for this to work. It's just a matter of
Here you go, pal.
putting it down.
Whoa. I think we're back on course. I think I fixed your manatee problem.
How about that? I felt the beast rumble and checked my compass. It says that we're right on course.
Ancient manatee mating grounds? Here we come.
How did you fix his sense of direction?
Funny you should ask. I ran into your old crew.
My
and-
crew?
Yeah, and they had the cochlea the
Uh-oh.
entire time. I just pretended I wanted to join their stupid club, and
My crew?
yeah, your crew.
Guybrush,
alive this
this
entire
may
time.
on the joining the
Who'd
stupid
vote
club,
for
eh?
you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did kind of sell you guys out.
We trusted you.
Unbelievable, man.
No use trying to hide that fact.
Guys,
Yep.
I can explain.
It
There's
was
no
a
need.
three-headed monkey that did
I'm
it.
Smug
No
Eye,
use doing
the
that
unlikely
either.
voice of reason.
Breaking the trust of the Brotherhood has only one consequence.
Expulsion? Oh, it's okay. I understand.
Death. Kill him.
Heyo! Morgan, Doll, it's killing time.
Excuse me?
A trio of bloodthirsty mutineers are gonna pop out of that hole in 3, 2,
What did I say earlier about running to me for help?
1.
I like the advantage here of
Are you
the
still
graphics
whining over
engine,
little scratch I
meaning
gave you
that
back on
a
the
dialogue tree like
drywall?
this isn't static. That you can have foreground and background action. That's kind of fun.
It's go time, Morgan.
I can't just be told when to fight. I'm not some junkyard dog.
Yeah,
does it for
man.
pay.
Treat a woman with respect, would you?
Smite him! Smite him!
The mutineers were calling you a pansy earlier.
No, we weren't. He said you were a wilting flower.
That sounds like Guybrush Threepwood.
I'm gonna...
Look, I'm sorry about before.
Sorry about what?
About assuming you were incapable of handling the situation. You are capable. Now, please, show these mutineers your capabilities.
And
And you're a mighty bounty hunter.
that's sweet. But aren't
Like in
you
the old games,
forgetting
they
something?
might have had a complex dialogue tree where you had to pick the correct and redo it. But there's no such thing here. It's just when there's options,
Privileges
you
restored.
exhaust them, or one option is good enough. You know, pick the one that you find more amusing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No added puzzle down there.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way.
Mutineers of the crew of Coronado de Cava, I would like to establish, for the record, that the four of you were just manhandled by a woman. So in essence, you've been woman-handled, which I imagine was not near as pleasant as it sounds.
Go dangle your yardum, you traitor!
Nice work, Morgan.
Thanks, Captain. I mean, thanks, Honey Bunch.
Now, Coronado, how do we get out of here?
I'm 14 steps ahead of you, mijo. Here, this should do the trick. That's a unique formula of Panamanian prune juice, East Indian espresso beans, and booty breakfast bran flakes. A few drops administered to the creature's digestive system should be our one-way ticket
Flashbacks to
topside.
well, I shouldn't say
A
that
few
yet.
drops in the biggest bile pool I can
Let's
find.
see.
Winslow glowing in the background.
Done and done.
So, nothing you need to do here. Guybrush did some stuff on screen. You didn't need to collect anything.
That's how I like it.
Hold on to
We're-
your pantalones.
We're going out.
Okay. Huh.
And we're where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck!
That could have been worse.
Really?
Just a quick trip up the blowhole.
Manatees don't have blowholes.
What? Then... Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yuck.
we
Hey,
went out the
what about down
non-preferable
Mm,
path.
the
I
service
was a bit of
entrance.
a monkey's ass.
Yep.
Or exit.
No. Well, yes, but I was going to say that your style's not so bad.
Nothing if not stylish.
Anyway, I work alone. But you and I made a decent team.
Hey, lovebirds,
So,
quit
pirate
flapping
hunter
your
she may
gums
be,
and
but
get up
she's
here.
displaying
My
some
treasure
sympathy.
sits mere
She
few
helps
miles
out her
away.
idol.
And my ship, the Howler Monkey. I thought I'd never see you again. I've dropped anchor down to the mating grounds and the cavern of La Esponja Grande. Now, if only my lawyer crew was worth a piece of eight. Star crew member even had the temerity to expire.
What's the problem?
Santino was not only a world-class swordsman, bullfighter, and pastry chef. He was also, most importantly, an unrivaled skin diver. There is no other man who can survive the swim down to the mating ground.
Well, if you need
Guybrush
someone
can
to
hold your
swim,
breath for 10 minutes.
Is that so?
That old chestnut.
yep, and I have freakish toe strength.
Yep, and I have freakish toe strength.
Well then, what are you waiting for, bucko? The sponge, and make it a snappy.
It's alright. It seems all straightforward. Down to Esponja Grande we go. Or will there be some challenge? We're obviously in the latter half of the episode. That's pretty clear. As I said the last time, maybe a fourth or the fifth of the game takes place outside the belly. So this is where we are, but we're not out of the woods yet.
Hmm.
that stuff in my pockets really weighs me down.
Sure.
So you have the Manatee that we arrived in. That was the fellow to the left, and there are a couple of items here to check out.
6,000 doubloons, the Jewel Crown of Queen Archipelago. Oh, and a golden wrenchy thing. Score!
What do we have down
So-
here? Oh, he took the crown and the doubloons.
Oh, okay, cool.
Manatee lacks. Now that's got to
And
come
even-
into play. I feel like we're gonna have to use
We
this.
do remember they were snacks, so.
Yeah.
So here, this is a large screen that you can
Leviathan country.
run
All ocean life is
as
dangerous.
best
Do
you
not
can
touch or
underwater.
feed.
To the far right and to the far left. And check out the stuff in the middle as well. There's a couple of things to explore and click on. It looks more epic than it actually is in terms of like, whoa, there's like 40 items here. Nah, there's not.
The remains
Kind of
one
foreboding,
those
doesn't it?
legendary
There's
sea
Mhm.
creatures. Giant manatees gobble up
leftovers
like cheese squigglies.
here. So here is, you're in the right spot. Here lies Esponja Grande. Not there, but obviously, it's, I don't know if it's mentioned, but La Esponja Grande can be found in the cave over there.
Oh, that's cute. Oh yeah. Keeps
So
going.
it's a fairly large screen.
Finally, the home of La Esponja Grande.
And just the manatee in the background staring at you.
You just stared away from the screen and didn't notice a thing, but you're gonna notice it soon enough.
Uh-oh.
No.
What a swim walk cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So heck no. It was guarded.
Horrible. Teeth. Gnashing. Ferocious. Leviathan.
I neglected to mention the Guardian of Laespon.
What was it? A giant squid? They've been known to hunt and swallow entire corsairs.
No.
Megalodon? Devil whale?
Worse.
Was it a meg?
What then?
Female. Giant. Manatee.
A monster must be tamed, cheap whistle.
What? Rolled up newspaper?
Taming the female is no easy task. Their fickle minds are the greatest of all riddles. Complex, confounding, beautiful.
Are we still talking about manatees?
I equipped my crew to be able to communicate with the creatures. Alas, Santino was the only one who had learned to understand their song.
Sort of put all your eggs in one basket, huh?
Oh, what an
So
explorer
he is
he would have
talking
been.
about an interpreting device, I should say. But that'll be made clear also in this dialogue tree.
Mm.
So you can't just go down there and have a chat with them. Either manatee.
Hmm.
Sure, Santino could understand Manatee, but how did he make those strange noises to communicate with them?
The tongue of the manatee, of course.
What's the deal with you and Manatee parts?
It's a device that I plan to market to tourists such as yourself after this adventure was complete.
We have
It
to
allows
use
you to
the
produce their
seahorse skull as some sort of
So I don't have to put
like
my mouth
horn.
on anything gross?
I
Nope.
asked one of my crew
But there
men
is an
to
item
watch
we need to
after
get.
it long ago.
Oh,
That
okay.
Let me
will
guess.
be a
Santino.
horn-like item.
Certainly not.
I can say that
His
much.
skills were not to be wasted on such a simple mission. It would have been one of the others, though I'll be slivered if I can remember which one.
You need to find out
So
which
you
one of
here
the
should
crew
know what the tongue of
members
the Manatee is?
I imagine
is
so.
holding on to
You don't have some
the
cockamamie plan for taking
tongue
care
of the
the
Manatee.
Leviathan?
Hmm.
Nothing. I originally spent 3 months fabricating a giant manatee shooter to be piloted by a crew of 15 men, all well learned in the ways of bestial romance. But sadly, they were lost during a trial run, mashed like
So he's talking
peas.
about
Yeesh.
getting some manatee love going
Mhm.
on as well. So we'll remember that. We have 2 manatees to play with too.
Santino wasn't raised by giant manatees, was he? How could he understand them?
Learned it on Flotsam Island, I believe, from a scientist.
The Marquis? Huh.
Even if we could get the winds to work in our favor, I'm not leaving this anchorage. I've come too far to risk losing the location of my super
And
absorbent
these things
prize.
aren't a 2-hour puzzle or anything, but they involve working with the mutineers and having the right tools, essentially, before you go down again.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Learn to communicate with the Manatee, and La Esponja Grande will finally be within our grasp.
So if I were to choose someone for you to speak with first, because you can speak with all of them, you maybe should talk to Moose first. See what he has to say about
All
this.
right, you.
I love that the R is still part of the dialogue tree.
Ha! You can't scare me with Santino by my side.
The fires of my rage will keep you warm, brother.
Tongue of the Manatee. Who had it?
I'm telling you, man, I'll never talk. Santino's with me on this.
This time around, Stuart Guybrush has to be a little mean.
We're gonna take Murray off of his cadaver, thus removing Santino from.
That sounds like a mean
Snap
idea,
like a
doesn't it?
twig.
You are like 3 times stronger than one. You'll never break either of us.
You'll have to kill me, and I'm already dead.
You got nothing on us, bro.
You can't stay tough forever.
Watch me.
Watch him.
So, problem is, there's not enough stuff in the inventory to be mean. So remember what you did initially with Santino.
Yeah, you had to use a sword.
And with what?
I know you're a cutthroat pirate hunter, but do you have any female insight into this manatee problem?
You mean the monster?
The same. This thing is colossal. Teeth the size of a ship's mast. Been killing any male manatee that gets within a flipper's length.
You know, she might seem cold and brutal, but she's probably just, I don't know, lonely. You know?
Shouldn't she just stop murdering anything that gets near her cave then?
What did you do when she showed her teeth?
Hello? I ran away.
Right. You know what I think?
What's that?
She needs another manatee to stand its ground and not be so afraid of her. She kills them because that's all she knows how to do. And if someone could overcome that fear of death and stand in front of her long enough to teach her something different,
Uh-oh.
I think she might just let them.
And then we could get the sponge?
Yes. And then we could get the sponge.
Well,
And then we can
at
cure
least it's,
Lane. Perfect.
at least it's not
Talk a
being
male
inappropriate.
manatee into standing its ground. Thanks,
He
Mo.
might be
You're the
stupid too,
best.
but at least it's not
yeah.
being inappropriate. He's married.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, you got some clues for the future. But you should be able to ask her a little bit more, actually.
Sorry, I'm distracted by a floating fish.
Come here, you.
Yes, of course. and thus you shall. That's been a good adventure game.
Mhm.
Can I borrow your sword for a minute?
Just for a minute.
Thanks.
And any alive item is alive in your pocket as well, or your pants.
Sorry it had to come to this. The tongue of the manatee location, or someone here will never need a milliner again.
A milliner?
Hat maker. A hatter. I'm cutting off somebody's head.
You don't have the stones.
Don't I?
You don't scare me with your sharp, shiny stick, puny mortal. I am Santino, the incontrovertible demonic skull, and I shall...
See you, Murray.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, man!
What? What happened?
I do love Danny Delk's sort of frequencies as Murray. Like, I'm invincible. I see red everywhere. Can you help me out, please?
Yeah.
Those little switches.
The dead guy's dead again.
I'll talk.
Go.
I didn't have it. That's all I can remember.
Forgive me for not trusting your bile-encrusted memory.
I didn't have it, bro.
He's telling the truth. Or at least he thinks he is.
All right. Who's next?
So that's one way to go. You need to go through them. So I would go to Noogie next. Indeed, you did. So I checked my sheet while you were doing that. So you can break him too, not through violence though.
Unlike
So
you, Benedict Arnold.
it's not a round robin of
Tongue of the Manatee.
you know
Who had it?
stabbing and just like chopping off heads. And, but you have dialogue options
Never find it,
for
betrayer.
a good reason though.
Comfy?
You're a betrayer. But do you think Morgan is still into me?
Oh, yeah, definitely. See how you still have all your limbs? That means she cares.
Good.
Let me think here. I know of this solution here, but this is actually it. But I need you to
can't
explore
intimidate me.
more parts of the ship, because you did the right thing, but you don't know which phase you're gonna do, Stuart.
Okay.
So
Do you
if
have
you want
clues?
to leave Noogie for the moment and go up
Alright,
to
that's
the
enough.
upper floor, the steering wheel, you will find some paperwork to look at.
May I have a look at your files?
As a trusted member of my crew, there's nothing I wouldn't share with you.
Really?
Go right ahead.
So there are files on each and every crew member, and I would recommend
Well, I got that none.
either remembering that face or taking a little cheeky picture of it just in case.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sister Agnes, greatest fear of Noogies.
Okay.
Because he will not store that photo, so it's one of those things that if you want to get well,
No.
and you did scroll to a thing on the barrel there, but you can skip that for now.
Lock it.
We'll get to that. We'll do each member at a time here and use the locket when we're supposed to.
I need information.
I'll never break.
Arr!
Now. Oh.
Like I can see the smile in front of me, but let's combine it so it matches the photograph.
Yeah, so it's geezer.
But you didn't pick any of the anything from the top though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I guess that's kind of the eyebrows are adjusting. So bugged out. Oh, thinking bugged out kind of have the same. The change.
Well, tweaking, Stinky is right.
Okay, so thinking now we just need,
Tweaking isn't.
yeah. Yeah, that looks like it.
Stop! Ah! Please, no,
There we
Sister Agnes. Noogie's sorry.
Who had the tongue of the manatee, or you get the face again?
I don't know. It wasn't me. I can't remember though. You've gotta believe me.
I
So we're
do.
not getting anywhere, but
Sister
we
Agnes?
needed to break.
Please.
all
Yeah,
of
them
them
break them
despite-
one by one.
Oh, all.
Mhm.
My face cramps up when I do it anyway.
Just the body of Santino sitting there.
I need information.
You'll never make me talk. I draw my strength from the Brotherhood.
Who had the tongue of the manatee, scumbag?
It was Moose. Moose had it.
Wow, that was easy. Is this true?
Sad, I can't remember, brah.
It's Jimbo. His Ichor funnel. That's the tongue of the manatee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I left it back in the big guy's stomach. How could I forget?
No wonder.
looking through my sheet here just to refamiliarize myself with a few of the details here. But yeah, you used it on Murray.
What is it, Swami?
Moose spills it all. Guybrush.
The tongue of the manatee is back inside
Yeah.
the manatee we rode in on.
So I thought we
Find a way
would
to open
get
his
all the
mouth and
info
go
we
get it.
needed here. So, but do chat with the Kava despite here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the tongue of the manatee is back inside the manatee. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've established that.
So, to find a way back
The tongue
inside.
of the manatee is back inside the manatee we rode in on.
Then find a way to open his mouth and go get it.
So, were they feeding on the seahorses? If we went to feed it, it would open its mouth and then we would jump in.
Believe that was it. I'm not even looking at the sheet now. You can't waste it though,
All right,
meaning that
that's enough.
it's worth
Suit
trying
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
to get in because that's actually part of it all as well. You need to get back in for a little bit. The locket will play its part as well. The bugger is the one that's a little bit harder to
Yes.
break. That's the conceit as well. But Guybrush does have to take another unfortunate trip inside this fellow.
Hungry fellow?
Just like that.
It's a vacuum cleaner
That ingestion
apparatus.
and digestion is toss the tongue of the manatee into the bile
There
pool.
is
That's a
the
long
tongue
way
of the
down.
manatee. Did you recognize what that was? As a matter of fact, that horn thing. Do you remember what Moose was filling up and
This.
drinking out of?
The bar tap.
Yeah, that was essentially his glass, his mug.
Mm-hmm.
So, but obviously this comes out, yes, but you need to fetch it out of the bile, as you might have noticed. It was there on the lower levels in the bile. I will get to all this Igor business. Remember, there is fast travel here, or some
yeah.
good old walking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where is it? As a matter of fact, I think if you click on the bile area, which is somewhere
Yeah.
there
There
it
you
is.
go.
Okay,
I can't reach it.
can't reach it. Rack your brains to it. How do we reach it?
Nope, I can't reach it that way. It's just too far down.
We need to play the bongos to increase the bile levels.
Yes, we do. All the bongos need to be played.
Oh, I haven't played bongos
An
since my stint
upbeat
as a beat
tempo
poet.
as well.
No one's looking. It's rock. He's getting into some kind of Zen mode.
For a second there, I thought we were going into like a Guitar Hero style puzzle.
I don't know, was that out by 2009? Maybe it was.
Yeah, I think so. Some interpretation of it.
Yeah.
No, okay, now we need quick travel.
New. You have a problem, Stuart. It won't stay up.
Uh-oh. No one likes that problem.
That is one resilient fish.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been out of the water for like a half an hour. And it's still alive and hopping.
Got it! The Tongue of the Manatee, Travel Edition.
So, well done, Stuart. So a little bit of extra challenge. They literally changed up the logic of the bile thing because it stayed up way longer in the preceding half of the game. But anyway.
All right. The right way now.
So yeah.
This is my only
I'm
way
not
to communicate with giant
too
manatees.
exactly.
I
You need to keep it safe. So, as a matter of fact, this might not come back. It's just something you can do if you like. But you need to get out though. How did you get out? Half an hour ago or so.
Manatee lacks. That was how we were evacuated last time.
That seems like the same logic applies. So we didn't see Guybrush pour it, but where would you pour the manatee lax?
Would it be into the bio?
Sure.
No, he didn't fill the.
No, but I might be wrong, but Guybrush does say that no, I need it to. He needs to speak through it.
Oh, right. So he doesn't need it like a drinking glass.
But also, we'll come to that very soon. You don't know any manatee language just yet. So we have that. We have a little puzzle involving that. But let's fast travel to the bile and have Guybrush use the service entrance again on his own.
Just a dabble, do ya? Whoops.
Seems happy about it, but has forgotten about. Emerges from behind.
That was, actually, I don't want to talk about it.
So yeah, you are done here for now. So we can focus on the fact that Guybrush needs to learn a little bit of language. So we had an item on the upper floor that we had not yet explored.
Kava's locket. Voodoo trinkets.
Do you remember what happened earlier in the episode when the Kava was handed the locket?
There was something to do with the button. I had like a secret message.
So obviously that meant the voodoo lady possessed him. But we're not supposed to do that now.
Never noticed this before. Wonder what it does.
Guybrush, the voodoo power contained within that locket is not to be meddled with. The last time you fiddled with the powers of voodoo, you stupidly unleashed the powers of...
Like, quiet lady.
Yeah.
But if we're not supposed to possess the Kava,
a little younger,
who are we going to possess?
The voodoo lady. A little younger, a little thin. Well,
obviously we're
a little
talking
younger.
of a locket with clue time photographs.
Oh yeah, he's got a photograph.
Threepwood, Mighty Pirate, thumbs up.
What am I doing in this spindly husk? It can't be Threepwood. Perhaps I have leapt into the decrepit shell of a sailor suffering starvation, or the torpid corpse of a malnourished deckhand.
So yeah, you're on the right track. I just wanted to demonstrate how the locket works. But there are 3 parts to the locket. 1 photo, another photo, and a what? You saw that coming.
Now the arrow points the opposite way. This should be interesting, or fraught with peril.
Guybrush doing what to the voodoo lady?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Okay, this is interesting.
This
Hi,
voodoo
Brush.
throne is plush, comfortable, ergonomic. No wonder she never stands up when I arrive. Upsy daisy.
Yeah. All you need to do
She
is
can't
be
get
here,
up,
Stuart.
But I need to talk to the Marquis
can't
de
move.
Singe.
Can't go walking around Flotsam Island. So what do we have at our disposal here then?
The
Crystal.
legendary paperweight of Yamala. It can hold down paper like nobody's business.
No, a paperweight.
Voodoo mat. Perch.
It's like sitting under the mistletoe, except for the occasional drips of shrunken head juice.
The next puzzle I thought was rather difficult, so I'm gonna give you a pretty clear clues. Yeah, there's some instructions here. So you need to affect matters on Flotsam Island involving the Singe, the Voodoo Lady, and Guybrush. But there are some instructions to read, aren't there? Top right.
Oh yeah.
Instructions. Didn't take the voodoo lady for the forgetful sort. Let's see. For sizzling
But I found
voodoo
this rather
action,
like
fill slots with
lots of
tarot
trial and
cards.
errors. I'm
Slot
give you,
one, the
gonna
one
give you a
who
little
acts.
boost,
Slot 2.
at the very least for the
action
first
taken.
set.
Slot 3. The one who receives the action. A spot for
So
a tarot card.
the first card, the fracture card, for the first round here, that's the Singe.
Okay.
So if you pick that up, you and place that in the first
A
spot.
spot for a tarot card. It has the picture of a fractured scientist on it.
So he will. First spot, not right spot. First spot. There you go. And then Guybrush goes in the second.
It's a picture
What?
of an incredibly handsome adventurer on his way somewhere. It shows a woman conjuring a curse.
And then the curse. And
Hex me now. I wonder what this does.
hopefully I did write this down correctly when I played it, but let's trust
Come
my
on in.
yes,
Enter
indeed.
my
Here we go.
mystical lair of
Affecting
voodoo.
matters here on the island.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. I have traveled here to... Pardonnez-moi, I can't quite remember.
Taking a break from playing around with my... with the hand of Threepwood,
Quoi? How do you know of this? Are you feeling alright? You seem, how you say, bizarre.
I feel... pretty.
That is nice. I will be going now.
Wait, while you're here, I want to ask you something. I understand that you speak the language of giant manatees, and I'm not referring to your silly accent.
How do you know of this? Yes, I have a book that can teach
Did
one
they?
the language of
I
these
can't hear this.
majestic
Obviously, did
creatures.
they let the Voodoo Lady voice actors do this, or is this clearly Dominic Amaro?
Yeah, it is the voice of Guybrush Threepwood, just
Right.
coming out of her body.
Okay.
Excellent. Run
Do you
back
have
to your
anything
freaky
to-
laboratory and fetch it for me.
I feel no need to give it to you. You will just
So,
tarnish it with your mumbo
Here's the
jumbo
correct
voodoo
first step.
nonsense.
Obviously, you get him
have
there,
no
you
respect
get to
for
ask him
his
what you want, but
seances.
now you're facing resistance. And you have 3 card sets to put down in total, in specific order, which I'm going to help you out with so we can move on from this.
So I can't
So
convince
he,
him at the
so-
moment.
No, exactly. I mean, he will leave at one point. So this is all dialogue options for fun.
Okay, so let's see what happens with this one.
Listen, baguette for brains, I'm warning you.
Oh, what? You always have no power over me.
I
Keep
like
your
this.
book.
Everyone from your
Go ahead and
country is so
run it.
unhelpful.
I
So yeah, we. So if we can't make him hand it over, there is a different card order to now use. So you have to replace this. So as actor, which the first section is marked as, you put Guybrush. So I think you can do that, yeah. And in the second spot, you put the curse. So you therefore put the singe in the last spot. So let me just double check that. Card order 2, Guybrush, curse, the singe. Okay. Did he do one of his pleasurable sounds again?
Yeah. Terrible wedgie.
Guybrush. So that's a sort of the second tease of what you can do. But he isn't really convinced. So the third order is to put the curse first. Exactly, the curse first, the singe second, and Guybrush third. And that should convince him to kind of be afraid that there's something supernatural going on here. Oh, was I incorrect?
Whoa.
Sorry about that.
That was
Might
like
have been.
massive, instantaneous liposuction. Not that I've ever done that sort of thing.
It might be randomized, so let's check here. I might
Just
have
press the button to return.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so I've looked at the walkthrough just in case here.
Sure.
So use the journey card, which is what card out of these? Is that Guybrush or the Singe?
Yeah, journey. The Guybrush.
That's Guybrush. Okay, so that's supposed to go first, and then the curse goes next. That's that, and then the Singe last. That should change his mind and deliver the book. You might have to do it twice.
I wonder what could have caused this.
Okay, so I'm wondering here why. Okay.
We just need to keep giving him wedgies until he gives in.
What a terrible wedgie! I wonder
No,
what
you
could have
weren't
caused
supposed
this.
to redo this, but you were supposed to frighten him to get it to get the book to you. So,
So we go back to the original combination to get him to come back.
yeah, I'm thinking that might have been it, and I haven't written that down. So the first combination, but I'm not too sure that's it. So pardon me to do it. But the first card order was the Singe, Guybrush, and Curse. So maybe there will be.
You may enter.
I have returned, but I do not know why.
A new dialogue option about the book.
You've returned because you know you have something I require.
Maybe.
My Manatee language book? Why would I loan such a valuable tome to you?
Yeah, so let me read my stuff here. So
Marquis,
fracture card
bring me the book
first,
of the
journey
Manatee
first.
language,
This will
or I'll
summon
give
him
you an
to humble
education
abode,
on
where
Voodoo
they
from
can
the
interrogate him
business end of
about
a curse.
You make me laugh. This is the sound of my laughter. There will be no curse, because I am not believing in it.
Okay, so
With that, I
I'm
must
gonna go and check
Yeah,
something
right. I
even
wonder.
more.
I'm thinking, I didn't threaten him with a hex before, so him getting
Yeah.
random wedgies doesn't have any context. But now, when he gets a
you're probably
wedgie,
right.
he's
You're
gonna be
probably
like,
right.
"Oh, this is the hex."
You're probably right. So let's go back to the first card order, which was the Singe, Guybrush, Curse.
Yep. So that's the one that summons him here. So what's the
Yes.
second one to give him the wedgie?
Well, did you threaten him with a hex?
I
in the
just
prior
did.
dialogue? Okay, so the second card order is Guybrush, Curse, the Singe. Yeah, this is a different cutscene. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the worst wedgie I have ever known.
Oh.
Mr. Hippos, I can practically taste my underpants.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
cool.
It is impossible.
That makes
She could
sense.
not
I
have
don't
done this to
dislike that
me.
puzzle at all. I just hadn't
Mhm.
written it down
Perhaps
properly
I
or
will
remember
bring her
it
the
properly.
silly textbook, just in
Which is why my
case.
playthroughs are almost always very fresh of any game. Like, ooh, what's gonna happen?
It's open.
I have brought you the language textbook you have requested. My motivations for this act are meaningless. Take it.
Oh, for me? Thanks, Mark. Put it there on the table. Now scram.
Right. Let's peruse.
Learn the enchanting language of the giant sea cow in
Enchanting
12 easy
language.
steps.
Well, easy steps later.
Wow. Who knew manatees had such an impressive vocabulary?
So you got out of this by just putting down the cards randomly. So let's do the third card order that I insisted on earlier. That got you back,
Okay.
which was Curse, Disinge, Guybrush. There's no other things to do here. Okay, cool. That's turned off the lights. And here we are. Does Guybrush say anything about the book in his inventory? If he no, of course he didn't get it with him. It's left. But you now know some language. So let's speak the language.
So,
Not from here though.
do I have to go underwater to speak to them?
Yep. Yes. When you speak to someone, you speak with them directly. So this is about getting to know our smaller buddy that we've been in already. He is the smaller of the two here. So let's have a chat with him. You can engage in a dialogue tree with him, or do it like this. Because without this dialogue, Guybrush would engage in a dialogue, and you wouldn't get anywhere. But there would have been a little like an action to take.
Best start with courtesy.
This is a travel edition, so start with some courtesy. So with it being a travel edition, Stuart, you don't have concrete phrases for, hey, can I take you out on a date? It's a tourist interpretive device concerning travel. So this is a little thing you need to get like 3 things correct in a row, meaning 3 correct responses. Like me to dive the ocean depths with your blood, and here's where you need to make up your mind what kind of phrase goes with that. So there are sub options in each of these options.
Okay. I want to start with getting around.
So think okay, what would she appreciate? She would appreciate humor, I guess. So what would a phrase like, you dare to disturb me, what, would you like me to dive the ocean depths with your blood? So I think you should explore each category, because courtesy is not the one you start with, actually. Because her responses are randomized each time, so they don't go in a certain order. So she has threatened you with violence and bloodletting. But don't pick anyone until you've gone through all 4. Like the. And there's a 5th as well. Sorry. So I know this is rather difficult, but let's just make it easy for you. You were in a category. Yes.
This one?
Yeah. You see, she'll come closer. That's 1. I'm gonna let some lummox buy my love with clever words.
See if we've got any clever words.
So you obviously need to think of the phrase itself, like keywords in the phrase, like buy. So you can't buy her love with clever words. There's actually 2 answers that are correct here.
Traveler checks.
You're gonna have to go with your gut. You're in the correct category though. So, but there are 2 answers that are correct according to the walkthrough. Looks like she can't even get out of the cave.
Yeah.
What was her?
It was like, why would I give you the time of day?
Time, Stuart.
Time.
You can see how this isn't terribly difficult and elusive. But you need to go with the clues in the phrasing. So obviously the meal was excellent, isn't it?
No.
If the clue is time.
Part of me is like possibly with like a room for 3 nights.
Well, check your categories.
Yeah. Ooh, time and watch.
Sounds like a good way to connect time, a clock and a watch, so why not? Well done, Stuart. Guybrush the Bergerac. So you did something good. You didn't screw anyone over. But they are in the mating grounds though, so you can see the size there. So now, finally, Stuart, the coast is clear to La Esponja Grande, which is a tourist attraction, apparently. Like, no one needs it. People just go to watch it if they can. So here we are. Epic pickup of an item that will solve everything. A mighty
there it is.
Item
the legendary Esponja Grande.
Great
I've crossed seas,
proportions.
survived an island siege, thwarted countless enemies.
Looks like
Seven,
it,
give or
doesn't
take.
it?
Traveled the entrails of a manatee and courted marine
Mighty
life, all for this
sponge.
one moment.
I'm talking leading up to the joke.
Like the size of a chicken nugget.
But it is doing its thing on Guybrush. Sweet. At least he might be pox-free.
Wow, it works! I feel better already. Time to take La Esponja Pequeño to Elaine.
But if you think about the logics to it, like you can't go around the entire Caribbean and hand every pirate.
Yeah,
the
sponge wash everyone.
So
Coronado, eh?
exactly.
Now,
So
we just
that's
gotta get back to her and
obviously we're only on episode 3. This is not how you save a day.
Knew it.
no, Dakava, it's not like that.
You are a backstabbing sponge and woman
Yeah, he
stealer.
put the photo in
This
the
is
log.
Oh,
crime.
of course.
Really, hear me out. Look, I thought you swore
But
you'd
he
never
managed
serve
to
another
convince that
tyrant.
they were
In
married.
light of recent
Gosh darn
events,
it.
I've had a philosophical breakthrough.
But what about Moose and Noogie? Where's...
Gentlemen, this is why you always have a plan
Violence
B.
is the answer, even for clearly a pacifist like Moose.
Mm-hmm. He's grieving.
Back in cages.
So what's plan B?
Very funny.
So you're getting
Ooh, this must be petrified.
you're getting used to the fact
Being
that some
homemade by a
puzzles are about
lunatic, these
doing
cages are
matters
surprisingly
in a
sturdy.
particular order, doing 3 or 4 things in order, manipulating items, climbing stuff. So, but you can probably have a talk with Morgan for a little bit. Maybe
Morgan.
ask for a clue.
How do we get out of here?
No idea. This is your kind of thing, isn't it?
Can you reach the rope holding your cage?
No, I can't get through the top.
No.
Can you reach the rope holding my cage?
It's too far away.
Yeah, so you're onto something. He's asking the right
I'll figure
question,
something
but
out.
you
Better do
can't
it
solve this
fast.
through
Dakava's
dialogue.
getting
So,
away.
can you reach the rope then? Your rope.
If I could just reach that rope.
Well,
Okay.
manipulated it by. So that's the first thing to do. So let's try and figure out the next steps to it.
So maybe Morgan could reach the rope now.
Morgan,
Let's have a chat.
can you reach the rope holding my cage?
It's too far away.
The problem is that you might still have something of hers.
I'll figure something out.
Better do it fast. Dakava's get.
I don't think I'll be able to throw it at this angle.
She's out of reach.
Well, okay, so now, so you probably need to do that when you're leveled. So
Mhm. And that's me at the bottom. So if she goes to reach her rope, it should adjust the weights.
Can you reach the rope holding your cage?
It's too far away.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it. So I didn't write it down in my brief notes that you
figure
probably
something
should
out.
hand over the sword from this point. But
Yes.
now you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Your sword.
Thanks. It felt like I was missing a part of me. No offense.
Okay, so
How did we lower ourselves?
Morgan. Can you reach the rope holding my cage?
No, but I bet the blade of Dragoda can.
How do you like this lady so far? This new character.
yeah, she's not bad.
Come back with my
She's a-
sponge.
She goes in different directions in terms of her
Or my lady's love.
her
Bring me my
devotion to
prize.
Guybrush.
Sure thing, boss. I think Santino picked it up. What?
So in episode 2, I believe we had a little sea battle when we got a rubber tree.
And bring her to
So
my-
this is a variant of that. We kind of end
Hey, Morgan.
on
They forgot
a
the sponge.
sea battle.
Okay.
They're coming back. Do something, Guybrush.
First things first.
So let's try the obvious and
It is
try to
for
fight
me
it
back.
Shoot the cannon, and for you to surrender the sponge.
Okay, so he's not. That
You
cancels it
apparently
out. Let's see what options we have. We're going to get Morgan out.
How do I free you? It won't matter.
I'm
It's
sure.
called the
I'm not
Sixes to
sure
the
you.
bottom of the Caribbean. Take
You
it out.
Everything's
followed
going
it in
all right
dialogue, but their ship
Just peachy.
is made of rubber trees. So if you could fire a cannon on it, it wouldn't work. You couldn't sink them. So the
Okay.
cannon isn't the solution
something out.
as such, not with traditional ammo.
Decava's ship, the Howler Monkey. It might not be the fastest ship in the Caribbean, but it's certainly seen the most fire.
So that's my clue for you. Obviously, the cannon is always loaded, but do you have any other ammo, Stuart?
I spent some good times in that cage.
Yeah, like a minute in that cage.
Okay, we're not going to fire
So
skulls.
you're on the right track, though. So don't be discouraged just yet.
There are many things I'd like to do with that, but shoot it out of a cannon is not one of them.
Okay. We're never going to have money anyway.
There are many things I'd like to do with that, but shoot it out of a cannon is not one of them.
So what happens
There are
if
many
you
things I'd like to do with
click
that,
the
but shoot it out of a
mast
cannon is
itself,
not one of
your mast?
Oh, yeah.
Boom,
There's no mast like a rubber tree mast.
boom,
Ah.
Quickly,
and
bring up another cannon from the hold.
think fast. As I said, Stuart,
You
that won't
can't
work.
sink a boat made entirely
But
of rubber
remember what I
trees.
said about
I
alternate
should
ammo?
have thought of that.
Okay, so we need to break the cannon again.
Another cannon, rapidamente.
And last time I didn't.
'Cause they had a cannon on
Sorry,
deck.
little buddy.
Yeah.
So what do you think this is then?
So is that going to encourage a manatee to come over and almost like you're feeding the ducks?
He's resorted to hurling detritus, sir.
Hope you're still hungry, fella.
Take a break from its mating season to have a snack.
Well, it's irresistible.
All these guys are going to end up back to where they belong, or where they started.
Yeah. Igor. It was a sweet deal, though, to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's all like jumbled now. There's setup. Okay.
Now that I think about it, keeping that seahorse head in my pants the entire time I was underwater probably wasn't the safest course of action.
Yeah.
Well played,
Survived
Threepwood.
by the skin of his
And I
teeth.
didn't
so
even have to run anyone through.
Yeah,
should
you
be
let
our
a manatee
MC
do your dirty work
this
for
episode.
you. Hey, look at that.
These two cooperated very well, didn't they?
Mm.
They did some good together.
Holding hands?
Flippers, but yeah.
Huh.
Fascinating
Where do
to
you
watch.
think they're headed?
Nature
I don't know.
Guybrush.
Wherever nature tells them to, I imagine.
That's nice.
Yes,
Oh,
it
damn.
is.
You were onto something last stream. Like, is this episode going to end with someone holding a sword to someone?
Yeah.
To be
Trial and
continued in the
execution.
Trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood. Funny credits.
Oh, okay. Oh. This is the last we see of him.
Yeah, I can spoil that.
Dan Connors? You have a worse haircut than I do.
So here's Telltale having fun with themselves.
And McParsons,
Having
all
Danny
dressed
Delk.
up and no place to go.
Just a riff on names.
Mm-hmm.
Grossman, that guy again? Animation? I need no animation. I live! How many numbskulls does it take to make one of these anyway?
Yeah.
Ah, Joe Pinney, the man who taught me everything I know. Everything I know about evil. The testers, sitting in a dark room with lava lamps, and they think it's heaven. Clown, I don't want to hear it. Damien, are you really
I
a
don't want to hear
lumberjack, or do you
it.
just like the plaid shirts? Marketing? I sell myself.
This is good.
Jake,
He's
go talk
he's
to
having fun
somebody who
riffing,
cares.
Yeah.
and I bet he's really good at that. The actor itself.
Will it never end?
Yeah. Credits are a pain.
Oh, the playtesters. All that pizza and no idea what kind of meat it was. Whoa, that's a filthy lie. This is my own voice.
Danny Delk.
Kevin Bruner.
That's not
He's
me.
been around forever. Go away, old man. Randy Tudor, I will end you.
It's my favorite Murray line. I will end you. He's not the last of the recurring characters, though,
Oh, like all
in
these
terms of the
people had
series.
something
But
to do
it's the
with it.
last we see of him
Mm-hmm.
in Tales.
Boring.
He's looking around now.
Yeah.
What else is there to see?
Oh no.
And where is he going, Stuart?
Oh no.
He's free.
Raise the burning face of hell. At last, I alone rule the interface. I have taken control, and none shall.
The thing is, not that we have to do this every time. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Forgot about this.
Feeling right as rain now, Captain. As refreshed as my days
So
as a
he's not
cabana boy
cured,
in
but he's
Borneo.
looking better at the very least.
Uh-oh.
Captain? Oh dear.
So when I was thinking about, we obviously done this before. We played a little bit at the next episode because it was exciting. Like, who was it? Who is
Yeah.
it? That threatens Guybrush. The chapter title, "The Trial and Execution of Guybrush Threepwood,"
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really say anything to you at all in terms of like trial, because you're heading back to Flotsam Island to
Yep.
be handed to have human experiments performed on you. So what I would recommend is watching the first 5 to 10 minutes of the 4th episode for you to understand the trial aspect.
Okay.
Are you up for that?
Yeah, let's
To
go for it.
satisfy your curiosity. Because when chapter 2 ended, we were eaten by a manatee. Episode is called Lair of the Leviathan. All right. Okay, we have nowhere to go. That's a Leviathan. Lair, stomach. Okay, that's where we'll be. But she's not taking you to court.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I am happy for you to find out.
Already the thumbnail or the shortcut icon for this episode is
Yeah.
a returning
It's
character.
Yeah, I remember that. So,
I recognise that suit from anywhere.
But it wasn't inconceivable that character would come back, though, right?
Yeah. Now we
So
just need this
I'm-
application to launch. Let's go back to this screen whilst I.
And do a little chapter changeroo as well, if you have time to do that.
Yeah.
the trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood. Harsh terms.
So
it's a longer title. So you have to realign this a little bit.
that's huge.
A little bit to the left, if possible.
For center. Nope, that's not.
It's like when you move an image in Word,
And
all
everything
the image
shifts.
just goes haywire.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, yeah, this is only the teaser of what's to come here. There's a 5-minute opening cutscene, I'd say, before we and a big reveal also. That will make the episode title. There we go, Stuart. That will make the episode title make sense. So I'm happy for you to experience that.
One last
and therefore, if you remember our islands and where Marquis d'Assange is located, we're heading back. So it is a reprisal of an island, but not a reprisal of the same puzzles or anything like that. So they continue to vary the story.
And here we are.
Trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood. And this is the regular opening as well.
Voodoo recap.
Cute recap, some fresh writing.
While searching for a cure to the pirate-afflicting pox of LeChuck, the fates of Guybrush Threepwood and Morgan Le Fay are blown off course when they are swallowed by a lovelorn Leviathan. Much to Morgan and Guybrush's surprise, an uneasy alliance to escape the beast blossoms into a genuine friendship between the pirate and pirate hunter. A tidal shift that leads Threepwood to the
a friendship that lasted up until
Esponja Grande.
The ending.
But Guybrush learns too late that it is the wise pirate who prepares for the inevitable change in the winds as Morgan betrays him and returns him to the scientific clutches of the Marquis d'Assange.
I like all the fresh illustrations.
Yeah,
of the story beats here. So obviously he can still manipulate the winds as he likes. Marquis d'Assange is. So they are set at a suitable setting for her to row towards land.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So you didn't trash the machine; you just disabled it in episode 1. I like this beat here. Guybrush is just not having this.
Yeah.
Not cool. As annoying as that character might have felt, Marquis d'Assange, he is here to stay.
30,000 pieces of silver, mon petit
Quite a
chouchou.
nefarious character, as it turns out.
Just as we agreed.
It had better be, or I'll cut the difference out of your fluffy wig.
I got an idea. Why don't you let me go and I'll pay you double what the Marquis is paying.
Don't embarrass yourself, Threepwood.
He did get money in the in the prior episode,
Back on the
right?
narwhal,
So
I've got an entire kitty full of cold, hard IOUs.
Threepwood, you grossly underestimate the value of that which courses through your body.
the problem is you don't know, sir.
That's why my spinner
Yeah,
was
he's
worth
cured.
8,000 pieces of 8 on Booty Island.
Then you shall die, knowing that you gave a priceless
He
gift
referenced
to
the old speaking
science.
contest just now, by the way.
Oh.
That-
Yeah, Booty Island, right enough.
Finally, I've got this Threepwood, I've got the formula, and soon I'll have nothing left than life eternal. Oh, I'm as happy as a penguin sliding on its belly.
It's very specific. wearing a welding mask.
Oh.
What is this?
Ah, it's a welcome back party. I hope they brought ice cream cake.
Guybrush,
Yeah, with
Threepwood.
pitchforks and everything.
Mhm.
Sure.
Been waiting a long time for this.
Been served.
Hey,
Guy.
He has,
Why can't I
yeah.
stop my legs?
What? No! No, come back! This
And why did he do
cracker
that when he was
was what a
served?
thief in a
Well,
court of pirate law. You test tube
there's
tinker and
something called
Talleyrand.
voodoo.
What?
Mhm.
Serving.
Then the scurvy dog will hang.
Oh, Guybrush.
And Morgan, she
You almost feels
isn't
bad. Yeah.
she isn't
I brought you
comfortable with
Threepwood,
this
and you paid me.
pirate bounty hunter
done
life,
here.
regardless of the riches.
Mhm.
We'll just see about that.
The courthouse that you could only comment on in the first episode, kind of in the middle of that big screen going from Club 41 and then.
I know. I
So
feel
I
like
think there's
we've not seen LeChuck for a while. Yeah, LeChuck
well,
and
we,
Billy.
yeah, we left them on the Jerkbait Islands in Chapter
Yeah.
2.
Having been found guilty of all
Oh, purple tape.
This is going to play out for a little bit longer. A poxed judge.
Mhm.
Let's see what you're being accused of.
But I haven't been charged with anything yet.
You haven't? Where's that incompetent prosecutor?
Right here, Your Honor.
Oh, great.
Look who's here.
Oh, look. The animation of that suit.
Your Eminence, but old Stan
It's the
had an influx
prosecutor.
of
Look at the
untamed
arms. The
delicto.
old flaming,
And there was a line
flailing
in
arms.
Washington.
Belay your excuses, you
Uh,
sneering sea weasel.
later reviewers kind of got a
I've got
Saul
Rob
Goodman
waiting for
vibe
me at
from
12:41.
Stan.
Mm.
But
Course, Your
Better Call
Eminence.
Saul was
Your
obviously
Honor,
later on.
pirates
So.
and wenches of the
And I
gallery.
think Breaking Bad came out a little bit after this as well. But
Yeah.
regardless,
Yes.
The scintilla of a shadow of a doubt that Guybrush Threepwood
let's
is
see what the
guilty of
charges
no
are, and
fewer than
then
4 heinous crimes.
then you're gonna have to pause the film.
Firstly,
Mhm.
that he did knowingly engage in a bar fight that horribly
So
injured
you
the beloved
engaged in a
feline
bar
of
fight.
local
Remember that
pirate
from
elder,
Chapter 1.
Hemlock McGee.
And it's still good for him.
Secondly, during this self-same fight, Captain Threepwood spilled boiling nacho sauce on the exposed leg of Bosun Catherine Krebs, hideously scarring
You
one
could
of
actually
Flotsam's
hear that in Chapter 1,
shapeliest
like, "Oh, my leg!"
Yeah.
Very fast
Thirdly,
dialogue,
he
but
did
still, that was in
conspire
there.
with one Joaquin de Oro to craft and sell
This one you
counterfeit
remembered.
porcelain power pirates.
Oh, yeah.
And finally,
It's not often you get to
that
answer
he
for your
folded,
crimes, Stuart.
spindled,
Mhm.
and mutilated this previously pristine ex belonging to Flotsam's newest arrival, Killick Hardtack.
What the heck?
Yeah, he did that to me.
Captain Threepwood, having heard the grave charges arrayed against you, how do you plead?
So, if you like, at this point, you can do a little save if you are able to. Maybe when you're out of the dialogue tree is when you can save, but this is around the
Guilty
point
by
where
reason
I'd
of insanity.
like you to
He looked pretty
stop the
sane
episode
to me.
for the moment.
Sure, now, but any second I could start using monkeys as needle-nose pliers, or shooting myself out of trebuchets, or doing strange things with rubber trees. I'm crazy, I tells you. Crazy.
The defendant will cease his
Going off
inane
on insanity.
histrionics, or the court will be forced to yank out his tongue
Oof.
with a rusty shrimp fork.
Poxed judge
Mhm.
isn't good for you.
Okay, no insanity defense.
So just go through these things, and
Plead guilty. Will I get out of here any
then
quicker?
we'll be able to save at some point. Here.
Definitely.
Great. Then I plead.
After the summary executions by keel hauling, hanging, boiling, and scaphism.
Scaphism?
Trust me, kid, you don't want to know.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I don't know either.
These charges are stupid. And believe me, I know from stupid.
Captain Threepwood, you're out of order.
I'm out of order.
There's no failing
You're out
here
of order.
either. It's
The
not
whole
like they
Western
will
pirate
execute you
legal system is out of
Yeah.
order.
on the spot.
Defendant will shut his festering gob before
Festering
the
gob.
court shuts it for him.
Do it.
Sorry.
So I
I
suppose
plead
not guilty.
1000% not guilty. Especially that last one about the X.
Yeah, a very strange accusation, like that you destroyed the X ever so slightly or something.
A plea of not guilty. Now, who would you like to represent your pathetic case?
So yeah, there's one or two options here before we can get out of because you're not going to be stuck in the courtroom for the entire episode.
Okay.
You're going to be able to find a way to do a little digging and investigation of your own. So this is not 2 hours of courtroom drama.
Yeah. So I assume we don't get Stan.
Nah, that would be a conflict, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I could see Guybrush representing himself when he has enough information.
Sure.
I guess I'll represent myself.
Captain Threepwood, are you aware of the old pirate court saying, the pirate who represents himself in court has a soon-to-be keel-hauled fool for a client?
That is the saying,
Yes,
indeed.
Your Honor, and I am that fool.
Fine! Your move, Counselor!
Here's your briefs, kid.
So those are going to come in handy too. And the game was just auto-saved. So I would just kind of put down the controller, so to say, now.
Okay.
And start examining what the witnesses are and how you can get out of the courtroom to examine what's up right now on Flotsam Island. So I would just do a save here and we'll come back. So yeah, they've established that a guilty verdict is execution. So that's where the execution comes from.
Okay.
So a little, they frame it like that. That this is the trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood, unless he can clear himself.
Of course, we'll
the thing
find
is,
a way.
with the porcelain pirate, you're guilty of that. So how
Yeah.
do we get out of that?
Aye, that's
Well, we'll see.
exactly. Well, that's been great. I've quite enjoyed our journey so far. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Like you wouldn't necessarily predict that we're going to go from a Manatee back to Flotsam Island and stand
Yeah,
trial.
Courtroom drama.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an amusing next to last episode indeed. And then we have Chapter 5, Rise of the Pirate God, left after that.
Yeah, it's strange to think we're beyond the halfway point now.
Moving a little bit too fast for my liking in terms of, because I like watching you play it, but I also sense that you're enjoying the story. It's not a convoluted story.
Yeah.
And all of that. It's not too kooky for its own good, which I thought Escape from Monkey Island definitely was. But at some points, I couldn't really understand why we were going to have to like melt that painting in the restaurant and do some crap in the kitchen.
Fun
I was
times.
kind of lost in terms of where we were in the story beats at that point. It was a little bit too kooky for my tastes.
Yeah. Yeah, but this one's
And
a
there
little bit
will
more
be
uniform.
Pardon me?
I'm saying this one's a little bit more uniform, like kind of
pretty much.
straightforward.
They're not going to introduce a new experimental, divisive gaming mechanic like in episode 5. That requires a pen and paper and the back cover of a DVD.
Yeah.
Have you thrown that away yet? Your
No.
Monkey Combat guide for that playthrough? It won't apply
No,
for my next playthrough.
Not sure if that. No, that's the zoom. Let's see if I could just.
I've hidden it in my mustache, Ken.
There, I think of it now.
Have you taped it up? Is that it?
See it just hanging above like that wrestling poster.
Ah, now I see it. Sweet. Well, it is a legendary item, but it won't be applicable when you revisit Escape from Monkey Island in 2034. You have to redo your grid. But hey, it's you did the work, Stuart. So proud of you. But I'm glad you're enjoying the episodic and the storytelling a little bit too close.
Yep. Put down camera. There we go.
Function. And yeah, so sometimes I wish they had done more more with Monkey Island in another episode form. Because Telltale weren't against doing seasons.
Yeah,
They did
exactly.
3 seasons of Sam and Max, 3 or
Several
4 of The Walking
Dead, yeah, like spin-offs, the lot.
There was some DLC spin-offs indeed. I've only played the first season, oddly enough. I'm not a fan of the show. But the game was not challenging, but it was the narrative choices you could make that were really engaging. And that game just broke my heart at the end.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They did a good job. Oh, you played The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I remember playing the first one on the Xbox 360, and yeah, just episodic, working your way through it, and by the end, depressed.
It was sad.
Yes, there was like,
but they did a smashing job being narrative driven game developers. It wasn't necessarily a complex, challenging point and click, because I think they decided that no, we're going to focus on the story and have some mild point and click challenges. The challenges are going to be like, which way do you go? Which path do you take? Like for instance, this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't played The Walking Dead season 1, but the main character in the last episode gets bitten, and you can choose whether you hide it from your buddies or not. I didn't have the heart to hide it from anyone. I really didn't. I wanted that character to appear honorable.
Yeah,
but you have the choice of concealing it for as long as you can, I suppose.
And
but I like that very much.
Those games always had that terrible mechanic where like it's guilt. Like if you choose a certain dialogue option and it comes up saying, Sam will remember that. Like,
yeah, it's like, no, don't remember that.
Yeah, like I wasn't paying attention. I just hit X, and now like I've offended one person, but I've now got a closer relationship with another.
There's no perfect way to survive that zombie apocalypse. Sacrifices must be made, and loyalty might be in peril at several steps, But man, even in like episode 3 or 4, they were not above having gut punches akin to like, it's not like children are innocent and will be saved in that universe. They were not, and they play that so well. But you're right, it wouldn't get you to like, man, gee whiz, I can't wait to play episode 5. No, rather, I'm gonna have a little lay down now.
Exactly.
And hug my children.
The episodic nature of it helped. It kind of gave you a chance to recover and grieve, and then it's like, oh, there's a new one. Okay, I think I'm emotionally ready to go back.
Yeah,
it's not a series you could binge.
It was no fun. But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend doing that on a stream. Not that I'm like, I don't cry with other people, but it just wouldn't. It would be really sad.
Yeah, like all of a sudden my camera cuts out, and someone's chopping onions in here.
So cry cam, like an alternate image while you blow your nose off mic.
There's an additional webcam stationary pointed at a box of tissues. Wait, that sounds like it could be
like how did this stream go, Stuart? Your wife will tell you. Went well. Ken and I had a good cry.
And it's like, playing Walking Dead, were you? Yes.
Well, the children. So yeah, good games, and that's the last game I played from Telltale. I didn't do the Batman games or the Jurassic Park games.
I didn't either.
But I'm gonna do Wallace and Gromit.
Oh yeah,
which is it's like 4 or 5 episodes short, but it's definitely shorter. The complete walkthrough on YouTube, not the fast. What the hell? Speed runs.
Yeah.
The complete walkthrough was like 6 hours.
Okay.
So it's definitely shorter, likely because it has a broader demographic. Maybe younger players get into it. They don't want to be stuck in dialogue trees forever and ever and complex solutions. So
okay.
But it matched the look of the show. I thought it translated well from Clay to the Telltale engine. So looking forward to getting into it when time allows.
Nice. Yeah. Do you feel any urgency to check out Return to Monkey Island? Since we're
Yeah, for not urgency in terms of like what happens, because it doesn't pick up right after this one ends. But it's more like I think now is the time.
like, shit, I better play this before he does.
Well, I'd rather have a playthrough in me, rather than solve it with you, because
then we're both
this
lost.
is gonna sound dumb, but I'd like to concentrate when I want to solve something for real. I'd like to concentrate by myself.
Yeah, I know. I understand
that makes sense. So I'd rather have a playthrough in me, but I heard that might be it. I've only heard super vague rumblings of the fact that it might be a definitive period on the Tale of Guybrush. What that means, I'm not going to look into. I've obviously not Googled anything, nor has any YouTube videos with spoiler thumbnails come up. You know what I mean?
Aye.
So there are like ending explained videos, but they don't spoil matters in the thumbnail nor the video title. So, but yeah,
okay.
Still looking forward to see how you react to the narrative beats that are coming up, because the story is far from over.
Yeah, you've teased some emotional beats, and I'm.
Yeah, that's true. I'll stand by that across the next 2 episodes. Not Walking Dead like depression.
We have to mercy kill
Monkey
LeChuck.
Island after all.
You can't be alive, man. I'm sorry. LeChuck will remember that as he falls off the ship.
Like, what is this new gaming mechanic?
Yeah.
For a game that hasn't been made yet. But yeah, it won't be Walking Dead depression. They don't go real on us.
Okay.
But that's for you to experience over the course of the next 2 episodes.
Sweet. Okay, thank you very much for your time tonight, Ken. And if anyone's made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. It always cheers me up when I see comments and just people interacting with like the Monkey Island content that we do on this channel. I know it is primarily a craft beer channel, but sometimes I just want to have a laugh, hang out with my friends, and occasionally drink a beer whilst doing it. So.
But tonight Stuart was a good boy and merely drank.
Stuart drank lots of sour through the week and has still been dealing with the heartburn. So.
It's the Scottish Easter traditions. The glug, 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 glug.
Exactly. Yeah. And yes, I'm being a good boy for a couple of days. Or until the next live stream.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Until Friday when you get together with Tom again.
Yes. Hopefully we get to return to the Abbey and progress a little bit further in that. So on that note, thank you for your time, folks, and thank you for your time and guidance, Ken.
Happy to be here. No worries.
Okay. And enjoy Easter Monday. If you have it off, have a good one. Cheerio. Have some chocolate. And now we end the stream.